Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Levinson and Associates training webinar. We have Joseph Lochran on the phone with us. We also have Eric, the owner of our lead vendor that we're rolling out today. So great stuff as always. Most important, I want to thank everybody for attending. I also want to apologize. We were a few minutes late. We had a little technical issue, but everything's worked out now. So real quick, let's jump right in here. I'm very excited about today's training webinar, which I say this just about every week, but this one is very special. And the reason why, we're seeing, we just sent out a big survey to all 19,000 agents, and we're seeing a lot of agents that are MDRT producers. They've been doing this for 40, 50 years. And their income or commissions is way down. 2020 was a rough year for them. And we're seeing other agents, let's say on the other side of the spectrum, that have been doing this for a year, 3 years, 5 years, and some of them are crushing it. Okay, we have one agent in particular that's up 60% in 2020, 60% over the prior year. In fact, I invited him to be a guest on tomorrow's podcast episode. So I'm going to pick his brain for an hour. But the point being, I guess it really doesn't matter if you've been doing this for 3 years or 50 years. 2020 was a challenging time for everyone, right? We had to pivot, we had to adapt. I mean, we're seeing guys and girls, in their 70s and 80s, even in their early 90s, that are now having to use e-applications, drop tickets, selling over the phone, using a website, building a Facebook page, right? Things are changing. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I don't think, as far as the insurance industry goes, I don't think it's ever going to go back to the way that it was. I just don't. I mean, yes, of course, I think face-to-face seminars are going to come back slowly, expos, events, of course, they're going to come back in time, but insurance companies have adapted and they've incorporated new technology, which obviously they're not going to go in reverse. They're not going to say, oh, we just came out with a drop ticket in an e-application, and now 2 years later, things are back to normal, so we're going to go back to a 32-page paper application, okay? That's not going to happen. So you must adapt. If you're 92 or 17, right, things have changed. In my opinion, technology-wise, they've changed for the better. Thank God we were prepared pre-pandemic, right? We've been building Insure Me Now Direct and our iGenius platform, even before, Corona and COVID-19 was a word, right? Corona was a beer. So we were proactive. We made the transition even before this started. We tried to train all of our agents, right, to do exactly that. And some did, some didn't. But now we're at a time where we all must to grow, right? To grow our business, especially in 2021. So the most important part is, we saw agents, and our survey results prove this to us, but we saw agents that are very well educated. They have 22 designations after their name, right, on their business card, and they're going back to selling online or selling over the phone with final expense or mortgage protection, okay? So the point is, now more than ever, we have to stick with a good lead program or source, right? And say, you know what? I'm going to run with this, and obviously it will supplement my income. For some, this is the main part of their income, and it's our job at Levinson to go out and hand pick whichever vendors are best suited for our agents. And as you know, that's easier said than done. So, finally, after years and years and years, we did have a mortgage protection lead program a few years back that worked out very well. Unfortunately, the company is no longer around. So we launched our final expense lead program. That was the $8 lead, right? That was the end of third quarter 2020. And it worked out great. In fact, just because of that final expense lead program, business up in the final expense arena for Levinson, 25% since the rollout. That's huge, okay? And is the program perfect? No, by any means. It's not perfect, okay? Is it fair? My opinion, better than fair. Why? There's a 20% guarantee. That is not heard of in the life insurance space ever, okay? So that's a big deal. So now we had to huddle up and say, okay, how do we find a mortgage protection lead program that is as good, if not better? Okay, so we did exactly that with Eric and his team, and that's how this whole training topic has come up. And you've been seeing our marketing all over social media and our e-blasts about today's mortgage protection lead program. In fact, starting at just $6 a lead. So this is an unbelievable opportunity. Okay, number one, you're riding our agents' coattails. Okay, we're buying basically in bulk with 19,000 agents versus, it's almost like the Costco approach where you buy in bulk and you get $2 off, each paper towel because you bought, 104 versus buying a 3-pack at 7-Eleven. So it's the same exact concept. By working through Levinson with our lead vendor, you get a huge discount that no one else gets. Okay, if you were to call off the street, this is not available to you. So this is a big plus. And then, well, you say to yourself, Bill, how do you know this program works and this vendor is reputable? Okay, so this vendor is actually one of the original mortgage protection lead program companies. They, in fact, I won't mention any names, but some of the big like typical MLM type of agencies that have been some have come and gone, unfortunately, but some are still around. But they primarily grew their business from this lead program. I'll tell you that right now, okay? And I have proof of that. So it's not just, us talking about it. So the program works, okay? I know for a fact. In fact, we also have 3 pilot agents using it today. One of them is actually on the call and referred the program to us. So that's how this whole thing got started. So if you're on, thank you for the introduction. Anyway, great stuff. I'm going to talk about some of the bullets real quick. No minimum lead order. What I love about this is for the agent that is a veteran. They've been doing this for 42 years out of Naples, Florida. Okay, now you can sit back and you can sell over the phone and supplement your income. Yes, obviously you still want the $162,000 target premium IUL case. But why not make, 1,000, 4,000, 6,000 in the interim, right? Until things get back to normal, okay? And hopefully that's sooner than later. And the other thing I'm going to say, don't think to yourself, just because this is a mortgage protection lead, that it can't lead to that $28,000 target premium case, okay? Because it can. It's all about you pivoting into the right direction for that specific client or lead, right? We know how that works. What I love about these compared to final expense, these tend to be larger cases, healthier prospects. So I feel like the opportunity is much greater. Okay. Obviously, you better have your quote engine up, the Levinson website up and running, and you got to be ready, right? And you got to familiarize yourself with e-apps and drop tickets, because when they say you strike when the iron's hot, that's exactly what's going to happen with these leads. So you have to be prepared. We have a whole training that we put together. We brought in a third-party consultant to train our agents with selling over the phone. We have all of the technology, all of the resources available for free, including all the scripts, everything that you need to get started, and some new quoting tools that you're going to love. Okay, let's jump right in here, Joe. Without further ado, I want to introduce Eric to our agents and let him take the wheel. Eric, thank you so much for joining us, bud.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, and we look forward to working with your agents.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Okay. What we do here, we've been around for almost 30 years, family business. We are one of the originators of the direct mail mortgage leads. We appreciate those that have already been doing business with you, and we look forward to making you guys a lot more money. It's really pretty simple. On this particular one, the drop leads, this is the one where you get the freshest data. So whatever county you want to be in, you buy a drop, and you're going to get back within a week, or actually within 3 days. I have one of the girls here with me. Once they return it, we get it in. You get it the same day. We fax it over there to you. So if you get it from Joe and Bill, you're going to get it to you the same day too, I'm sure. But as you can see on here, this is what you're going to get. The client actually fills out the card, puts their initials in it, and returns it back in, puts a phone number. You just call them up and tell them, and say you want to be covered if something happens to you. Your family gets the house free and clear. And as a matter of fact, when this goes out, the notice of offering talks about that. You know, if something were to happen to you or your house be paid off, if you want to know more information, send the card in, and that's what they do, and that's where you come in. Okay, so that's the one, and those are the freshest that you're going to get. I think the draw, and you are going to get a big discount going through your upline here than we do if you're just an agent off the street. Some of these drops, depending on the area, can go up to $650 per thousand. I think we're getting them in at 500, 550 on that. Cheryl Davis is your agency growth manager, but I believe it's 500 or 550 on that. So as we go, if you have any questions, go ahead and send them in. Be happy to talk about them. If we can move on to there it is right there, 1,000 piece melon for $500. So that's where we got. Now this is the exciting one, the age leads, because we can get these to you the same day. Let's say you call it, you put an order in for 30 leads, 100 leads in a specific area and county, you're going to get them the same day. We have, like they're talking about, some of the biggest IMOs out there are using our program, and this is lower than what they actually use, so you are getting a discount on there. But what these ones are just like the direct mail drops, except they're a little bit older. They're 3 months old, and me being in the business, I like these better personally because I'm not having to compete with anybody. Everybody else is gone. Someone will get those leads, call them for 1 or 2 days, and then they'll just blow them off, move on to somebody else. So these really haven't been worked. And I like these because I just call them up and say, we talked to you a few months ago. You said you weren't ready. Are you ready now? Let's get you going. It's pretty easy. The other thing that we do is we do training for the agents. I know you guys have it, and I'm sure that we have scripts that you guys will have, Bill and Joe will have, and we'll be able to help you any way we can.
So, Eric, let me say one thing real quick, if you don't mind. So, just to clarify for all the agents on, it's basically we have a couple options here, and it's the mail drop. That's the 1,000 pieces for $500, which is the co-op discount. Or, yep, you're looking at the recycled mortgage protection lead, and that's at $6 with a minimum order of 50. Correct, Eric?
That's correct.
Okay, and then we can also offer the tier 2 or 3 at the $4 or $3 that we're seeing on the slide.
Right, and we can mix and match them. So if you wanted 50 leads, you wanted, the 3 to 6 month old 25, and you wanted to add, the tier 2 or tier 3 to keep the cost down, we can do that. We can mix and match that. Or you can do both of them. You can do the direct mail and the age lead program. So you're not just locked into one of them.
Yep, and I'm also let me mention this, and I think this is interesting. To get that $6 price, yes, you have to order 50, but if you wanted to try these out, okay, and you wanted to order 2 or 7 or 13, we can do that as well, just to give it like a test run. If they're working well, right. Obviously they can order more.
Uh-huh.
And then I also want to mention, think about, I think this is important, like where you're seeing, let's say tier 1, the lead is 3 months to 9 months old. Think about this. If you ever had, let's say, a refi or a new home or new mortgage, you get them by the time you put the key in the front door for the first time, there's like 20 to 30 of these mortgage protection mailers in your mailbox. Okay, you know how that works. Most
Yeah.
people have so much going on, they put that to the side, and everybody misses out. Okay, so if you come back in the door, let's say 3, 4 months later, which is exactly what this is, pick up the phone, make the introduction. A lot of times you're going to be the one with the sale. So I just think for this kind of outlay, it's very inexpensive. It's definitely worth a shot. And then the mailer, obviously, those are fresh, 100% exclusive leads, which could be a month old. A month. Is it, Eric? Is that up to a month old?
They won't even be that old. They'll be, because
Okay.
as soon as we get them, if we mail them out, we get majority of them back within a week and a half to 2 weeks, and you get them the same day. So
unbelievable.
Some of them, if they're in Texas, we'll get them back within a week and a half.
Yeah. So in that case, a lot of times you'll be the first one in the door. And from what I understand, because like I said, we have a few agents using the program now. They average from 1.5 to 2.5% of a return on those mailers, which obviously it depends on. You don't want to be in a saturated area. It depends on the county and city and state you're working in. But I mean, those numbers are great, and we didn't even want to discuss this option. We can do this down the road when the time permits, and obviously we'll approve it. But they can set up a mailer just for you in your agency. Is that right, Eric? We could do that as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we encourage that. We want to make it as special as possible, to where they're. We want your guys to be successful, and we know that they are successful, and we know that they are, one of the best, if not the best, in the industry.
Well, we appreciate that, and yeah, it's a win-win-win. The agent wins, obviously we win, you win, and it's in everybody's best interest to make sure that these leads work. And I can tell you this: they wouldn't be around for over 20, 25 years if the program didn't work. Okay, and I always say there's no perfect lead company, but if you find a good one, you hold on to it with everything you have. And I'll tell you, it's facts. So. And the agents are loving this so far. In fact, we just got a testimonial in this morning that we're going to show you in just a little bit. But far, great results. Yeah. And I encourage everyone to take a look. We're going to send out all of the information in today's thank you email. Eric, is there anything else that you want to mention too before we move forward here?
We're just call your upline, get going. Make the calls, work the product, and you're going to be successful with these.
Yep, it's not rocket science. And I'm also going to tell you, and we're going to go over this in a few more minutes, we're going to show you the hot products to use, okay, especially non-med term is bigger than ever now with a return of premium option is a big one, disability rider, accidental death, spouse rider. So, you have to be ready to go. And, as you know, mortgage protection, all it really means is non-medical term life insurance. And that's it. It's up to you how to spin it and how to pivot into something even bigger, into an IUL even, or a whole life product. So, but you have to be ready. I think that's the name of the game. Okay. All right. Good stuff. And Eric is the owner of the company, by the way. So he has a few people that work in their office, but I wanted for the first call him to be on, and I wanted all of our agents to hear from the owner. I thought that was important. Okay. Eric, anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I appreciate the time and look forward to working with you.
Yep. Thank you, Eric. We are in the same spot, and we think this will be the beginning of a great partnership here. Okay. Now, what I want to do is show everyone all of the new tools available. Okay. We have this new microsite that we developed just for the lead programs that are all available to you. Some of the new updates, the 20% guarantee, etc. Now, real quick, to get access, okay, now you want to get started. Obviously, you do have to be active with Levinson with at least one carrier, very important, and any of the leads that are written obviously must come back through Levinson and Associates. Okay, so I mean that's obviously very black and white. If you have an existing contract, just let us know, and we match or beat your commissions. Plus, you get free leads or cash for contracting. So there's really no excuse to not move forward. Plus, you can take advantage of all the technology and everything else that we have to offer. So if you go to our website, you hit lead programs. This is the microsite, the levinsonleadprogram.com. Every single thing related to our various lead programs are here at your fingertips. You must be logged into our website to get access. So if you go to the main site and then just click on the Levinson Lead Program, you are in, and then everything is at your fingertips. Okay, before Joe jumps in here, I just want to say that Eric, great guy, Midwestern company, like he said and I said, they've been doing this for a long time. I love the mailer program. I think that's a great plus, but what I would recommend, okay, I think at $6 a lead, minimum order of 50. I mean, if you hit 10 to 20% of these, you're in great shape. Think about the average commission on a mortgage protection term policy is $1,500 to $3,500. Okay, so the opportunity is there. Everybody's home right now, okay, including you and the prospects, right, that are filling out these cards, even if they're 3-4 months old, okay, everybody's home, okay, so pick up the phone. I don't care how long you've been doing this, and if this is below you and you only work the big case market, these could be big cases. With our old mortgage protection lead program, Ken wrote some $30,000, $40,000 monsters from the mortgage protection mailer lead program. So the opportunity is there, and at this price point, it's worth a shot for everyone, especially during a pandemic like what we're all going through today. So I don't know. I'm not trying to sell anyone. I've seen what this company did for literally 4 different MLM agencies that we've all heard of. They literally changed the landscape for these companies. And one of the companies tried to then do it on their own, and it didn't work out. And then they burnt the old relationship. So I don't know what happened, but my point is definitely worth a shot. Joe's going to take the wheel now and share all of our training resources, some of the new tech that's available, and give you some great ideas. When he's done, we're going to have our question of the day, so make sure you're paying attention. Whoever answers first wins either the Amazon Echo or tablet. And of course, at the end, I want to share some other great things that will help everyone with this type of mortgage protection lead program. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. And just before I dive into some of the training resources, I had a lot of great questions come through. And one that was asked probably 5 or 6 times was just, does the agent actually get a copy of the mailer that the client filled out? And the answer is absolutely yes. And I think that's a real big difference with other lead vendors because you're actually going to be able to show that client, hey, this is the card you filled out when you originally responded with that mailer. So definitely a big, huge perk and a big thing to take a look at when comparing different lead programs. So I thought that was just important to mention. But real quickly here, a lot of other questions that came in had to do with, can these leads be sold over the phone? Do you have some training on that? How do I make sure I access the right e-applications or the right telesales platforms? And that's really the purpose of our iGenius Training Center, which you're looking at today. Of course, this afternoon, we'll send you an email with every single one of these links to actually access all the material, to order the lead program. Everything you're seeing that we're covering today, you'll get that thank you email this afternoon, so you can click through and have access to everything. But I highlighted really 3 main parts of this training resource webpage. That's the telesales training, the quoting and e-app button, and also the underwriting tool. Just to kind of show you some of the great resources that agents have shared some of their feedback with us and said, hey, this particular tool or resource really helped me in the field when I was either selling these particular leads or maybe another client, that kind of make things a little bit easier to get the quote, do the proper field underwriting, and submit the business quickly so that you're not having to fumble around with paper applications or e-applications that are a little bit cumbersome. So we've kind of put everything in one spot for you. Real quickly here, we've got a 3-part telesales training webpage that kind of talks about information you need to know, tips and tricks to sell over the phone. top options for voice signature, e-application, e-delivery, all things that you're going to really need to be proficient at, especially if you're selling in that telesales environment. So we've got all those resources listed, guides to video conferencing, and really this three-part training series that Bill mentioned earlier, where we bring in a third-party sales guru who just specialized in building different call center environments strictly for life insurance telesales. So a lot of great information. Even agents that have been selling for 10, 15 years have listened to some of these trainings and come back and said, Joe, I really picked up some good information. So definitely a resource I recommend taking a look at. Also, when it comes to these specific leads, we've got brand new lead scripts available for the new year, whether it's the life sale, you're cross-selling for final expense or disability or critical illness, even kind of handling different client objections. We've added all those scripts into that training resource. You'll also get that link this afternoon, so you can take a look at them. But a lot of great resources to help you no matter what that script is. I've even had agents say that they've kind of modified some of these scripts to their own particular taste. That's really helped them kind of make sure they're closing as large a percentage of these leads as possible. So these resources I think are definitely invaluable. Also, quoting an e-application, like I mentioned, with a lot of the new e-apps that we're seeing, a lot of the carriers kind of streamlining their underwriting process, we're seeing reduction in cycle time anywhere from 8 to 12 days off the initial e-application. So making sure that you've got the right carrier, the right product, and the right submission system is really going to save you a lot of time, especially if there's competition or that client's looking to get something done rather quickly. You can literally submit a drop ticket within a matter of minutes. We've got all the training listed on the website. Our quoting tool, in my opinion, is second to none. It has underwriting actually built into it. So it's a really, really neat system to kind of help you make sure that, again, you're doing things very quickly, very easily, and getting that client that e-application and that policy as quickly as you can. Now we've got underwriting on a non-medical basis that goes up to $5 million. So we're going to dive into that in a couple slides. We've also got some great resources for different training videos and tips to use an e-app. But I definitely recommend, if you haven't used one of these e-app platforms before, go in, run a test on yourself, and you'll be able to kind of go through and feel really comfortable, not just for the term side as well, also on the final expense side. We launched a brand new final expense quoting system. It's mobile ready. You can customize it. There's built-in underwriting. And as you can see from the screenshot, you can run multiple death benefit amounts. You can even run guaranteed issue options. And what I love about it, the best part is, if you look at that screenshot on the left-hand side towards the bottom, it has application health questions. So based on your client's specific health issue or diagnosis, you can actually go in and check a box, and then it will tell you what final expense carrier is going to accept that client. So a lot of great resources in this final expense quote engine to kind of help you identify what carrier to go to right out of the gate. So that's going to save you a ton of time, whether it's level, graded, modified, or guaranteed issue whole life. All those options are available with every single one of our final expense companies. So very excited about that. Also, we had a testimonial come in right when we launched this just last year. So that's right on the screen here. You'll see the agent actually said, I just checked out the final expense quote engine. Great product. Finally, I have a way to compare final expense quotes all at once. Thank you so much. So that helped that agent kind of transition from a kind of outdated final expense quoting system into using what's available right on that kerrylevinson.com website. You don't need any separate login or anything. Everything is single sign-on that main web page. So very simple, very easy to use. Also, we revamped our entire underwriting section of the website. So we've got an awesome underwriting software platform called X-Ray. You can literally go in here, enter in your client's specific medical conditions, and it will tell you what carrier will rate that client at standard or table 1 or table 2, all the way up to table 10, and you can know which company to go to right out of the gate. And maybe you have a case that's a little bit more complicated. You can actually informally send a message to every underwriter with every carrier we work with, so they can actually underwrite that case and get back to you within 24 hours. So awesome software tool to help you if you have any impaired risk cases. We've got all the underwriting guidelines on here, training on underwriting tips, impaired risk cases. We'll even do trial applications. So based on that client's specific condition, we can actually help you with the trial app, getting medical records, and really getting an informal offer on that case, so that you don't have to waste any time getting ratings or declines, especially now with some of the COVID underwriting restrictions. So really excited about that underwriting tab. We've got a lot of great resources there. Definitely something that'll help you kind of in the field streamline your business. Also, moving on, we talked about a brand new lead program today, and I want to talk about a lead generation tool we've had for a couple of years now, and that's our Agency Automator CRM platform. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, how important it is to have a CRM tool. Of course, you're going to be ordering new leads, and I think follow-up is key. Statistics show that you've got to follow up 8 to 12 times before most agents make a sale. So it's really important to have a tool that kind of automates your follow-up. But one thing that Agency Automator also does is it has a marketing database, actually two different databases. It's got a consumer database and a business prospect database. So you'll see there's over 28 million records in the consumer side. On the business owner side, we've got just 6.7 million records. But the whole point of this is to find prospects for you to market to. So Agency Automator is a CRM tool that not only has email marketing built in, a follow-up process, pretty much a way to run your business on a day-to-day platform that kind of helps you make more sales and keep everything in one spot and make sure it's extremely organized. So I think it's super important to have a platform like that, but also to have one that does email marketing for you and helps you find local prospects, really kind of brings it full circle. So in this example, I just took some screenshots of Agency Automator. I put in the office zip code, a 25-mile radius. In this particular example, I'm searching for business owners, that have a certain number of employees that are within a 25-mile radius, that have been in business for at least 10 years. And not only gives me the count, but it also gives me those prospects' email address, full name, their title, their address, their phone number, all their information, so I can start email marketing to those particular groups of clients. You can also do this on the consumer side for people that own a home, that rent a home, even as specific as someone who's maybe a tobacco user. So talk about lead generation tools. This is actually, I think, one of the easiest ways you can actually go out and use the system to uncover new prospects. So definitely something to take a look at. We actually cover all the costs if you're actively writing business on a monthly basis. And I mentioned earlier having a system that helps you follow up. And that's really what Agency Automator was initially designed to do. We have agents using this platform that are ordering leads. They're actually taking all the leads. They're actually importing them into the CRM tool. And then you'll get daily follow-ups. So you can actually note every single case, get an email every morning that tells you who you have to follow up on. It'll really kind of streamline your entire process. It'll show you how your lead funnel is going, and it actually also has a retail website that allows your clients to check you out, kind of learn who you are, what you do. They can even run quotes and apply for coverage directly through your retail website. And when they do that, their data automatically goes into your CRM tool, so you can continuously market to them and follow up to kind of make sure you're maximizing every single one of those campaigns and those sales funnels to get as much business as possible from those group of prospects. So super important, obviously, to have a great lead source, but also a system to make sure that you're following up with those prospects and you're doing what you have to do to make sure you're getting all that business, not leaving anything on the table.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. All right, so real quick, I think it's very important when you're working, could be the final expense, mortgage protection leads, or your own lead source, or everything together. Great. You need to be ready to go, okay? You need to know the basics with some of the top companies, right? And what's going to fit into these requests, right? When you're on the phone with these prospects, they're ready to go. You got to quote and know, hey, can I use an e-app? Can I use a drop ticket? What are the next steps? You have to be prepared, because if you have to call them back in a couple hours, a couple days, chances are you could lose the sale, okay? Another agent might come in and you're done, okay? Somebody a little more prepared, a little more tech savvy, and we don't want that to happen. So we have this resource chart for you all that's on our website. And here's what's so interesting. Yes, there's a lot of carriers that pulled back the reins a little bit with underwriting because of COVID, but there's a lot of carriers that haven't made any underwriting changes. In fact, they've increased the non-med limits all the way to $5 million. So basically, standard risk or better, you can get up to $5 million with no blood urine. Nobody wants an examiner coming to their house right now, as we all know. So you got to be in and out and move on to the next sale, okay? Mortgage protection. Now, you're going to speak to these clients. They don't know the difference between a mortgage protection term or a term with RLP or an IUL. Okay. It's your job to explain this. Now, what I love in the past, there was decreasing term, right? When you think of a typical mortgage or refi, let's say the house was $500,000, and in 5 years they might owe 300,000. Okay. So the decreasing term would cover that difference. Now, with a level term product, obviously the death benefit stays level. So, in let's say 5 years, if they owe $200,000 less on the home, what I like to say is a decreasing product and a level term product are priced about the same. The biggest difference is that client or homeowner is going to have an additional $200,000 of cash when and if their spouse passes on, right? So premium is exactly the same. The difference is the new kind of insurance is a level death benefit, and the new kind of life insurance or mortgage protection, term insurance, if you want to call it that, has built-in living benefits that you can also talk about at no additional charge. And you can also talk about just another value add. About half of these carriers that are in front of you come with a free 1 year scholarship for their children or grandchildren, just as another value add. They're not paying for that. Okay, same premium, nothing changes, and you don't give up commissions. My point is, you have to get comfortable with these basics so you can be dangerous when you're on the phone speaking to these prospects. Okay, a big hot button right now is return of premium, because here's why. Let's say a 20 or 30-year term, right? You spin this as mortgage protection term. Okay, chances of you making it 20 or 30 years are pretty great. Well, guess what, Mr. or Mrs. Client? At the end of the 20 or 30-year term period, you're going to get back all of your money 100% guaranteed. So you just had free life insurance for 20 or 30 years, and it didn't cost you a penny, and it's guaranteed. Okay, that's a big hook in this market. We have 4 guaranteed level term products with return of premium and 7 GUL permanent products with built-in return of premium. This is all guaranteed. It's not based on current interest rates. This is guaranteed in the policy and backed by the DOI, Department of Insurance. We have a total of 11 return of premium policies to choose from, and you as the agent, you have to know the basics. What I would also suggest, okay, we're all in a time right now where we have to get scrappy, right? To supplement, to build our brand, to market and have a great 2021, we have to get hungry. We have to get scrappy. We have to get creative. I would start to talk to other agents about these lead programs and about, let's say, the scholarship program and about these tools and technology that Levinson offers, so you can start to make an override on some of these downline agents. And once you send them over to us and say, hey, Bill, Joseph Loughran's ready to go, Joe is locked into your hierarchy forever until you release him. So anything that Joe writes, you're obviously making an override on. So as we go through these slides, and I want you all to try the lead program, okay, see what you think before you start recruiting to it. But if it works well for you, start talking to other agents about the different programs, because for an $8 final expense lead with a 20% guarantee, unheard of. For a $6 mortgage protection lead, unheard of. So these are great tools that you can use to recruit and get scrappy for 21 and build your business, okay, from home, over the phone, okay, no more excuse. Okay, let's move forward here. So Joe's going to show you what other lead programs are available to you. We have some new updates, changes, even to the annuity side, final expense side, and of course the great Orphan lead program is bigger than ever now. We have a ton of agents that are hitting that minimum. They're getting free orphans. Joe, do you want to share?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So our Orphan Lead program on the left there, once you're active with Levinson and you're writing at least $10,000 of annualized premium, then you are eligible for our Orphan Lead program. So you will get the option to fill out that request. And then we basically look at what resident or non-resident licenses you have, and then you can access that group of Orphan leads. It's great for conversions. They really haven't had an agent call them in several years. That agent is either out of the business or maybe deceased. So we're getting these from the different carriers, usually on a bi-monthly basis. So a lot of great ways there to kind of tap into new prospects and new potentials, and those are 100% exclusive. In the middle there, we have a final expense mail piece that's $460 per thousand. You can pick the specific zip codes, ages, gender, income level. There's a 4-day turnaround from order to mail. So these are specifically for the final expense arena. They are exclusive and never reused, and that's actually a program that we use in conjunction with our legacy safeguard final expense platform. So it's a great way to kind of break into that final expense market, or if you're already in there, some really great tools to kind of differentiate yourself with unique products and offerings to clients that other agents won't have in that final expense arena. So a lot of great training material as well that's included in Legacy Safeguard. We do have some webinars that are coming up in the next couple of weeks just on that particular topic. So you'll see that in the thank you email as well. And then from our annuity desk on the right-hand side here, we have our co-op annuity mailer program that's $460 per thousand. Complete program including the list, printing, mail handling, all postage, specifically geared towards annuity prospects. You can actually start receiving responses in about 2 weeks, and the average response rate on that annuity mailer is about 2.5%. So our annuity desk, either Josh or Ashley can help you if you want to get more details on that. Agents are seeing some really, really good results. And then our second to most recent lead program is our premium final expense platform. I just want to share a testimonial that came in this morning. It actually isn't even posted to our website yet, but I'll read it here and then I'll dive into the program. So this agent said, my experience with the Levinson lead program was great. Levinson has an easy to use final expense quote engine and carriers that make the application process very easy. The script worked well as I closed 15% of my leads in 30 days. And because of the guaranteed 20% closing rate, I know I'm going to get the most out of my leads compared to any other lead vendor on the market. So what that agent was referring to, of course, that final expense quote engine that I covered a couple slides ago. And then also, this is the only lead program in the final expense arena that has a guarantee that you will sell at least 20% of the leads that they send you. If not, they actually work with you and send you additional leads until you get to that 20%. So they are 100% exclusive, double verified, usually about a 5 to 7 day delivery time from when you order. You can pick specific areas, and that's where you've got a couple different options on the bottom there. I'll start on the far right with the live transfers. They're $25 per lead. They do require a couple non-resident states so that they can fill that order pretty quickly. But if you buy in bulk, the cost actually goes down to just $20 a lead. What I love about this program is you actually get the leads, plus you get access to the recording of the phone call where that prospect actually spoke to the lead vendor. They kind of go through all their information, confirm that they're looking for a final expense policy, and they'll ask them, can you speak to an agent right now? If they say yes, your phone rings. That's going to be that live transfer lead. So a really, really great platform for live transfers. In the middle there, we've got callback orders by state or nationwide. And what these are is the same lead as the live transfer, but maybe the client said, well, I can't talk right now. I've got an appointment, or have someone call me back tomorrow. So you're getting that same prospect, but just someone who can't take a live transfer. Those start at $12 a lead, and then based on volume, they can actually go down to $8 a lead. Those are really great. Of course, you get a recording of the phone call as well. And then on the left-hand side, callbacks by county. So you can actually pick a specific county inside your state, or maybe you're using non-resident licenses. Those are $12 per lead, minimum 20 leads. And then as you buy additional amounts, you can actually get down to $10 per lead if you're buying 100 or more. So really, really great platform. We've had probably just in the last month or two, about 40 lead orders where agents are hitting that 20% guarantee. So it's been a great program to work with in that final expense space. And we do have a lot of great training for you to kind of dive into the different platforms and really make sure you've got the best products, the best sales systems, and the best resources to sell every single one of those clients.
Okay, good stuff. We are just about done. I think the most important part of this is we need to come up with different ways to get our agents on the phone talking to qualified prospects. And I think we've done that, okay? And I think now it's up to you all to dive in, okay, and give it a shot. Even if you say, well, Bill, it's been a tough year. I'm all out of money now, and I need to start fresh, okay? We have the agency automator database has millions of prospects, okay? And you can send out an email and then follow up with a phone call. There are ways now to grow your business, but you have to jump in head first. There's no more excuse. If you say, oh, I'm going to wait till this pandemic's over, well, good luck, because you're going to be waiting a few years, and who knows what's going to happen down the road. So now is the time, okay? Yes, I hope things get better, but the reality is we're still in it, okay? And yes, there's a vaccine. Yes, things hopefully will start to get better, but we don't have time to wait for Corona, COVID-19, right? Now is the time, and it's our job to come up with different avenues for you to get on the phone and talk to people. So if you're already appointed now, okay, with one of our existing carriers, you want to take advantage of the lead programs, no problem. I said this earlier, most of the time we beat your commission. Worst case, we match it, you get free leads or cash with your first app. No gray area, no small print, that's it. Okay, we're going to have both of the coupons attached to the thank you email that you will have in your inbox before the day is up. All right, let's move forward here. And like I said, just about done. We're going to have a question of the day in a couple minutes, and then we're going to put a bow on this. Future trainings. Now, same thing goes, right? You have to educate yourself with the latest and greatest technology, products, carriers. Well, that's what we're here for, to help you with that. So on the top there, this is a big one. In fact, this is probably going to be the best training. If you make one training in 2021, this is the one you better listen to. This is one of our top GAs out of Illinois. He has accepted my offer to be on the Bill Levinson Experience podcast. He's going to share what worked for him and what hasn't worked, and how he's up 60% during a pandemic, okay? And I'm telling you, he is brilliant, and it's something that everyone can walk away with a new nugget from. I promise you that, okay? That we're recording tomorrow. We will launch it this week. Just below that, all of these new updates in the IUL space with current interest rates, AG 49. We're going to give you the 100-foot overview on everything you need to know so you can go out and make new IUL sales and know exactly what's working, what doesn't, and what's going on, and what is AG 49. That's on the 14th at 3 p.m. So Thursday, 3 p.m. Just under that, we brought in the top third-party annuity consultant coaching. He's one of my favorites in the annuity space. Okay, he's going to join us on the 21st and talk about what's hot and what's not in the annuity world, in the fixed and index space, including SPIAs. That's the 21st at 3 p.m. And then on the bottom, February 11th, we're going to talk about top life sales ideas for the new year. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern. These are all awesome, but the top one on the podcast, you can't miss that. It will also be on our YouTube channel, and it'll be emailed to you through the Levinson Weekly e-blast. Okay, moving forward here. So real quick, this is simple, okay? Right now, this is the only 100% direct-to-consumer product up to $500,000 where your client can run a quote, apply online, get an instant approval in less than 7 minutes, and you get full commissions. And now, with the new lower premium, these are just as competitive as like a Select with Pac Life or AIG, Banner, okay? They're all neck and neck. The difference is your client is approved in 7 minutes. You get paid full commission. And what we're doing now, write your first app, you get a free Amazon tablet, no questions asked, done. And I'm going to say this, we're seeing a lot of marketing now from competitors. Oh, speaking of technology, that was my my Siri on my Apple iWatch. Anyway, real quick, I think it's important to know, and I always say, like, read between the lines, okay? There's a lot of MLM marketing groups marketing right now, different lead programs, build your team, make $1 million a month. If you put, 172 agents in your team, okay, ask the right questions, okay? I'm not saying that there's no other IMO that's great out there. There are plenty of IMOs that are great, but ask the right questions. Make sure you can get a release at any time in writing. Okay, make sure we're seeing another term product similar to ours. They're marketing now direct to consumer, and they're basically saying, hey, you can put this link on your website and sign up clients. Guess what? It's a referral fee. All you're doing is sending your clients to them. They're the agent of record. You don't get a commission, you get a referral fee. So ask the right questions. This is the only direct-to-consumer term product in the brokerage space today where you get full commissions, you're the agent of record, and there's an instant decision in 7 minutes. And we now have 3 products to choose from. And Q1 of 21, we're going to be able to go to $2 million. Okay? There's nothing else like it. If there is, send it to me. I'll give you a free tablet if there's something as good or better. Okay? That's simple. That's how sure I am of our product. It's the only game in town. Okay, I'm going to end with a note here, and then I'm going to have our question of the day. We spoke about all these various lead programs, final expense, mortgage protection, annuities. I think, okay, bar none, today, okay, putting all those lead programs aside for free, okay, you can market and brand yourself on social media and get more leads than if you had $5,000 of A-rated exclusive leads on your desk sitting there. I would rather have a good Facebook ad campaign or a good brand on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram than that stack of leads. Okay, I'm telling you right now, that is the hot ticket. Let me give you an example real quick. So we're running a Facebook ad today for Insure Me Now Direct, okay? In December, so we're running the same ad for 12 months, okay? Same ad for 12 months for agents. In December, we had our record month. We had more leads, okay? So we have agent leads because the agents obviously see the ad and then they want more information. We had more leads come in December than ever before. Everyone right now is on social media. They're on Facebook. You have to get creative. We have pre-made videos. We can co-brand for you with your name, your picture. You have to get this information out. Okay, if you can tell a story on why mortgage protection is so great, have your spouse hold up your iPhone, put that on social media, on YouTube. Even if you say, Bill, I have 11 people that are my Facebook friends. Okay, big deal. Okay, you get 9 likes. Okay, then next week it might be 18 and then 40 and then 100. But little by little, you're building your social media presence, and that's what's so important now. Okay, I promise you, you have to think now Netflix versus, Blockbuster from the 90s, right? It's a new world. It's Uber versus Yellow Cab. It's a new world, and the opportunities are endless for you to build a brand on social media. Okay, I'm telling you right now, and I hate to sound like I'm preaching to everyone, but I promise you it works, and I know for a fact because Levinson, between social media and the internet, that's how Levinson and Associates went from 200 agents, okay, in the 70s and 80s to 19,000 in every city in the U.S. was from social media, e-blasting, and a website, okay, from the internet. So you can do it. Start small, but start. I promise you it works. Okay, with that said, we're running out of time. Our question of the day, okay? Return of premium is going to be a huge hot button for 2021, okay? And for mortgage protection especially. So how many return of premium products does Levinson offer? That's term and permanent. How many return of premium products do we offer? We said it on the earlier slides. How many ROP products do we have to offer? Joe, do we have a winner?
We do. The winner is Lonnie H. from Texas.
Lonnie from Texas, congrats. So the number is 11. 11 term and perm products to choose from. Our Positive Tuesday quote: first they stare, then they judge, and then they copy. Make your own lane in this industry. Get creative and scrappy, okay? There's endless amounts of opportunities and prospects for you to speak to by this little thing called the internet and social media. Start somewhere. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off in the long run. Have a great Positive Tuesday, an even better week. Take care and good luck. Thanks again.